Today's demonstration is focused on an integration between GCMS, which is Sajan's translation management system, and a web content system called Ektron CMS. The screen you're seeing in front of you here right now as part of the demonstration is a website that is exposed or published through Ektron. It's called Ektron Technology Site. It's a pretty standard website where you can see different menus, drop-downs that are available for navigation, showing different products, knowledge base activity as part of a website. The Ektron system allows users to log in, if you have the appropriate role, to log into the website to manage that content. And one of the things you can do when managing content is create and submit translation projects. And we'll show how that integration works between the two systems here as part of the demonstration today. So I'm going to log in as a standard user into Ektron. And once I get logged in, you'll see that I have an advanced set of features that are available to me. I'm able to edit the pages directly. You can see the little bubbles that show up here allow me to edit chunks of content directly on the website. I also have an expanded menu that's available to me up here on the top. And one of the things that I can do is go to my work area. And inside the work area is where you can manage different functions and events inside of Ektron, one of which is submission of translation projects. And you'll see here when this screen opens up that the work area allows you to create a desktop of web parts or widgets where you can store the information that helps you manage your workday. And you'll see here when my desktop opens up, I have several widgets that I've created and dropped onto my interface here. Currently checked out items that I may be tracking, any sales trending, contact reviews. There's a whole set of widgets that come standard inside of Ektron, as well as widgets that you can create. One that is deployable out of the box here is the Sajan translation status widget, and you can see here I've dropped that on my desktop. So I now have the Sajan software translation status widget on my desktop. I have one project that I've created that I've sent out for translation. You can see the created date and the expected close of that project. The status is open, meaning that the project is currently in translation inside of the GCMS system. Once it's completed, it of course would say completed here and would be able to be brought back into Ektron to continue the workflow. There are 182 files on the project that was sent for translation, totaling 29,195 words. So theoretically, as an Ektron user, I can submit a translation project and never leave the Ektron interface to manage, track the status of that project, and then once that project is complete, bring it back into the Ektron environment for any final review and publication of that content. So let's go ahead and create another translation project, and the way that we do that is by going to the content library on the tab up here. This will open up a tree view of all of the content on the website, and you'll recognize this as it ties back to the website we were looking at as part of the initial part of this demonstration. If I open up content, you'll see the different tabs and organization of data on the website. So, for example, if we wanted to translate the press releases, I know that the press releases are contained under the corporate heading inside the website. If I open that up, this will show me all of the press releases that are available. You can see there are about 8 press releases that are published out there, 7 or 8 press releases that are published. If I want to perform translation on those press releases, what I can do is I can export them for translation by simply clicking on this item in the action menu. That'll bring me to a screen where I can decide what type of content I want to translate or what languages I want to translate into. I can include subfolders. If I wanted to translate my whole site, I could just grab the content folder, include the subfolders, and they'd all be sent for translation. I'm going to choose just Spanish for our example here, and then once I have decided on my languages, I can create the project by clicking this button, which will, you'll see here, stream those files together. It'll create what's called XLIF files, which is an industry standard format for localization and translation, and a project will be automatically created inside of GCMS as soon as this content is dropped off. So you can see here we've dropped off our files for translation. Our Spanish kit has been exported. At this point we are outside the workflow of Ektron. We're really an external workflow. A project has been created in GCMS, and the GCMS workflows have begun to translate that project. So from inside of Ektron, if we go back to the desktop, you'll see that that new project that has been created is now trackable inside of Ektron directly. There we go. You can see here our new project was created. We had our 7 files attached to it. The unique project number has been delivered to us. It was created today, and then you can see our expected completion date based on the size of those files, and volume is delivered there as well. Now, really from the Ektron user perspective, the project is out for translation. You're really waiting for that translation to come back. From the GCMS side, I'm going to jump to GCMS now. So this is the translation management system side. You can see here this is the GCMS system. So this would be a project manager on the Sajan side tracking this project. If I do a quick refresh here, we should see our new project. We see our new project drop in, recognize the unique project number, and I can begin to work this project now as the project manager. I would have been notified that a new project was sent for translation. You can see here inside this project we have our 7 files that were delivered to us for translation. I can begin work on these projects. These can be automated tasks as well. If we have that persistent data format like XLIF, you could automate these tasks where they will automatically be segmented, automatically be processed through the system. So we'll submit these tasks through GCMS just to give you a feel for how, as work is being done on the GCMS side, you also have visibility on that on the Ektron side as well. No manual file submission, no emailing of files back and forth between the two systems. All of this is done over a programmatic application programming interface, so all over a web services layer. You can see we've done some work now to segment these files. If I go into one of these, segmentation really means to pull the sentences or the translatable text from the formatting of the document. You can now see here that I've started to pull some of that content out and is inside the GCMS system. I won't go through a full GCMS demo. We of course have those recorded demos available as well. But this project is going to get worked top to bottom. Once the content is complete, it would be delivered back to the Ektron system for publication to bring back in. We'll see here if we refresh this, we should now get a word count on that project that we had here because we've done the segmentation. Yep, you can see here now we know that our 7 files contained 2,739 words, and we can track that through the system to completion. Once complete, this status will go to complete, and you're able to link out to the settings area of Ektron, where you can then import your XLIF files directly. And you can see here import XLIF files. Those files are programmatically returned back to the Ektron environment, so there's no emailing, FTP type transfers. You can simply, as an Ektron user, go in here, browse to those files that were returned, and import those directly into your system. This is the out-of-the-box integration. You could do a deeper integration where those files are programmatically brought back into Ektron as well. Once the files are brought back into the Ektron system, you have the ability to, and let me jump back to the content library here to show you how this can work. You have the ability to view that content and set up workflows to publish those to your website. So if we go to our press releases section, the default view that we saw before was of simply the English news or press releases. But what we could do is we could show also all languages inside of the press release folder, and you can see here that when I expand this out, that we'll let the page build here. That now we have our Spanish representation of one of the press releases. If I click into it, this will show me what the Spanish translation of what that content was. And then what I can do is go publish this to the website, and then it is available as part of the Spanish project or website that is parallel to my English source. I'll show that here quickly. If we go back to the website, as we saw it before, we did translate one of our press releases. You saw it out there, the Spanish representation of it. If we go to our Spanish site, which is available through the drop down here, all of the pages that have their Spanish translation will also be available inside of the site. If we go out to the news releases, we will see that our one translation that was returned, and again, as the others start to come back, we can publish those as well, or we can wait for them all to come back and publish them all at the same time. We will see our one Spanish press release that we have available out here. And there you can see the finished result of the Spanish representation of our press release that was translated. So the demonstration today focused on an integration between GCMS, the translation management system provided by Sajan, and Ektron CMS, which is a web content system, which allows users to create source content and integrate into the translation management system to directly control, manage, and track those projects through the system.